Welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and North Club Corner.
So join in the chorus.
Okay. It was a win, but you're not a happy man.
Nah, come on, mate. Good start, because every other game this year they've gotten smacked in the first quarter, or they've lost the
That's
first
true.
quarter.
We resolved that, didn't we?
So I go 6 goals to whatever. What was it, 6 goals to 2? Whatever
2?
it was. And I thought, all right, mate, from here on end, they should at least be able to hold
Win
that
by
lead.
4 goals.
At least hold that lead and go, all right, on. But they got a good start, held it, beat them. Because Richmond have a crack, mate, let me tell you.
They did.
But to get over the line, it took every ounce of... I actually thought there was a bit of luck involved in that too. I know
Yep.
they screens it out in the last 5 minutes, but, mate, really? And this is not having a crack at Richmond, because I reckon they're going to be a very good side in a year or two, probably 2. We struggled. North should be... With development, North should have won that game by 4 goals, like I said to you. 4-goal breaking should have at least held that, or if
Yep.
not, probably be better.
Yep. And then
then-
the fade out comes in the second
So then
quarter.
the second quarter, they decide not to turn up.
Can you believe in that second quarter they had 4 inside 50s?
Can you believe it? 4 inside 50s. I know. You're
I know
right.
they kicked 1-1, but 4.
Disgusting. For the first, I think it was the
How
first
does the side only get 4?
so for the first 15 minutes, that ball wouldn't
Didn't
go
go
past
in.
the centre.
It
Wouldn't
didn't
go
go
past
in.
the centre. I know.
They were stuck.
Richmond's pressure was relentless. Don't you
It
reckon?
was, but then, yeah, it was.
They had like one of the highest pressure ratings or
But
something,
then
if I remember.
how did North... It was a strange game. It felt like we were 10 goals behind.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like we were comprehensively getting
Like I'm
beaten
watching the game and I'm thinking,
all
we're getting
day.
smashed here. Then look at the score and we're like
I
5
know.
points up.
And then, like, Richmond kicks one and it's like, that only levels the score because it leveled a few times during the day.
Yeah. And then
I was like, why does it feel like North's getting whacked here?
if that first quarter didn't happen, I know it doesn't work like
That's
that.
a good question. I didn't think of
We'll
that.
lose the game probably, but
Yeah, that's true.
third quarter was better.
It was better. It was bit of an arm wrestle.
I reckon Clarken's gone. David
Clarkin.
I reckon Clarkson. I reckon that Alistair Clarkson has gone. Boys, Richmond's intensity in that second quarter. Yes, Clarkson. What did I say? Clarkin. Clarkin.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
get back to
So
it.
I reckon you would have had a crack at him at half time. That second quarter was quite poor.
Yeah, well, you had to have because, 4 inside 50s. At least they put the pressure back on.
Correct.
Zurha, well, we'll talk about players in a minute, but
Yeah.
their intensity, you're right, was better.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got on the scoreboard. They got their noses in front. But even at 3/4 time, I didn't think.
I thought this game can go anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't think we'd win.
I'll get in Texas. I reckon you'll win. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Well, finally they found a way to win, and
Did they?
well, was it?
What did they do to find a way to win?
Well,
Or
they
did the
said
siren go.
I don't
Just
know. The commentators were saying, I know you wouldn't have heard it, that they were doing this at training during the week. They're doing these scenarios or whatever they do. I don't know what they're doing, but whether that's
did Dermy say that?
was it Dermy? I don't know. One of them.
Dermy's a bloke when a player kicks the ball off the ground from the bench line, it goes through, and he says they practice those,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if I believe anything.
And
he
I'll
says.
just mention also Pink's mark at the end.
Yeah.
That was,
Yep.
He used. You know what? You could have easily given away a free kick if he's got him that way. Lynch gets a free kick.
Can I commend a defender? Because I bagged him early in the year.
Yeah.
Charlie Comben's last quarters.
Very good, mate.
Even though we lost last week, but he was
Well,
great.
we didn't lose last
Sorry, we drew.
Yeah.
But he was great against Essendon in that last quarter.
Absolutely.
He was great in the draw, and he was
Yep.
great again
Today.
He's very good clutch marks late in games.
Or at least just getting it out of there, like
Getting a
punching
spoil.
it away. Yep.
And the bloke is broken because I don't know what you see on TV.
And
but
you see him? I saw him deaf.
he got bashed so many times.
He just gets up again.
He just keeps getting
You
up.
know what it is? I love him because he just thinks, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
But if we had 3 or 4 more like him mindset, we'd be okay.
I'm
That's the
thinking
problem
that
we
Charlie Comben's thinking for himself, not for himself in a selfish way, but for his game. He's thinking, if and when we get better, next year after, I'm playing footy for the next 5, 6, 10 years, right? My role is, if we get better in big games, maybe big finals, I've got to be taking those.
Can he play
So
forward
I've got to
later on?
No, he's a defender, mate.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying, like, depending if they recruit or if a defender comes through, they'll go, oh, geez, this bloke's taking the next step. But whatever, can he go forward? Because I tell you what, mate, number 20, he's not exactly setting the world alight.
Number 20 was very poor today.
I agree. Yep. He was He kicked 2 goals. One was
One was a good mark, and I didn't think he was going to kick it
oh yeah,
because he hadn't been kicking those in the last 3 weeks.
But even he looks like he's not even moving right. I don't know.
I reckon he's injured.
I don't know. I'd be lying if I said he is, and I'd be lying if I said
He's
he
looking
isn't.
for a lot of free kicks too.
He's still falling over. Why?
Always falls
do you
over.
continue to fall over?
Always falls over.
I'm not sure why.
Always falls over.
Like, yeah.
Well, Pigs, we spoke about Pigs' mark, and we spoke about, well, did they hold on? I'm not sure. Let's get on to some players. LDU?
He was good. He was good most of the day. He did some stupid things, but
Late in the game, that little chip.
yeah, no, I agree. I lost my mind. I lost it because he's going to cost us. But
Yeah.
you know what? Sometimes I think
He made up for it. The next 3 contests, he was
mate,
very good.
He was very good all day, mate. He was tough.
He
in
was
the clinches.
good.
I got to
He
hand it
was
to
good.
him. He stood up.
Yep.
And look, yeah, I know, he's always going to do the odd stupid thing, but I suppose you just got to accept it.
I thought George was good early.
He runs out of steam.
Well, did he get enough of the footy?
Probably not.
He only
Probably
got 13, I think it was.
he needs to get more. He needs to hit 20.
But I think you're right. But, geez, his impact around the contest.
Mate, when he's in the contest, 2 things happen. Either we get the ball and we get out, or they don't get it.
Yeah, and you know what else I noticed? I don't know if it's something live or versus on TV. You know, players, they don't take a backward step or a side step, but they know it's George.
Yeah, of course.
They go, this bloke can hit me hard.
Yeah.
And I saw a few moments where players are like, oh, just not pull out, but
No,
just
I know what you mean. Just
aware that there's a bloke that's
100%.
hard hitting.
100%. 100%. We've spoken about Lucky, so
Talk to me about the Zerha.
jeez, he was good. Jeez, he
was
This
good.
is the Zerha you want on a consistent, basis.
This-
You
yeah.
can't kick 4 every week. What I'm trying to say is you want that effort, you want that present, you want him to come and help them in the midfield when need be. Yeah, he comes up and takes a relieving mark. Doesn't do
All right.
enough.
So is that the Zerha that's his
Niche.
that's the prototype of what we want for Zerha, even though it's probably going to be up and down. Today's game, is that what you want from
Yep.
Zerha?
Yep, that's right.
his job.
Well, you do agree, disagree?
100%. 100%. I think he was. And this time last year, there was a game where we nearly overran Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
He was good in that 4-week period.
Yeah, he
as
kicked
well.
a couple of beautiful goals in that game.
Kicked some goals.
Just quickly, any other plays that you might have...
What about Dursman?
What about Dursman?
Nah, I don't know. I just don't know.
Again,
I don't know.
why is he sub?
Well,
He looks like he comes on. I know it's not right, and I know you can't use that excuse. Looks like he comes on and he's a bit dejected. Not dejected so much, that's probably a bit deep, but a bit flat.
Had
I don't
no
know.
impact,
He's a
obviously,
kid.
being
No,
a sub.
Nah. Why is he the sub? Why wasn't Bailey Scott the sub?
I thought he was poor.
Who?
Barley Scott.
Terrible. He won't be. I've got a feeling he won't be at North next year.
He can go to Geelong. Father, son.
And then he'll turn it on, of course.
Of course he would. No. We've seen the best of him. There's no more ceiling for him.
So,
Is there? Surely not.
no, I don't think so. But
Dursma, yeah.
what would you do with him? You got to play him consistently,
have to-
but from the start.
That's what you got to do.
Just play him. That's it. From now on in, what is it, 12,
Yeah.
13 games, whatever there is?
Yeah, no sub.
No sub,
Playing
every week.
forward or high forward.
Yep.
Maybe even up to a wing, potentially.
Can you play him? Here's one for you. Can you play him? Number 20 might need a spell in the seconds. I'm going to get walloped in the comments for this. But I reckon he might need a spell in the seconds. Maybe Dursman can be the forward. He can.
What, you give number 20 a spell?
Yeah. You know, it can't happen.
They're never going to drop Larky. It'd be too big of a news. It'd be too big news.
Good.
It'd be huge.
Good. That puts everyone else on notice.
I agree with you, though. I think he's being playing poor.
Horrendous.
What do you think of Malley? He's got some great hands.
He's got great
He's
hands.
got 3 or 4 incredible, kicked a nice goal.
But I kick better on my right foot, and I can't kick on my right.
That's right. But kicked a nice goal.
Yeah. He
Can't
needs.
kick. Jeez, his hands are amazing.
Very good hands, and he has a crack. So
McKercher's game.
best I've seen him play for
I
North.
agree.
So
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that was his best game. Any other players that probably Nazo, unless I really wanted to talk about, but VFL possibly.
So they had a 2-point win, the VFL over Richmond. and
Tomlinson
Arden
got a
Street.
stack of it. Took a
So
stack
what are we
of
doing
marks.
there?
They have to elevate him, don't they?
Yeah,
I would elevate him, wouldn't you?
I would. He got 27 disposals, 14 marks.
They're not playing
He's
low.
doing it consistently.
They're not playing
well,
low.
Logue looks like he's out of the system. Not the system, but
Aiden Call,
it looks
you were poor.
again, Lynch tore him apart. But that's not the matchup for
I don't
him.
know he tore him apart, but when Pink
that's not the matchup for
when
him.
Pink was on Lynch, he done a good job.
You like Pink?
I do. I'm starting to like him.
He finds himself in good spots.
Nah, he's smart. You just have to
Yeah.
understand what's
Yeah.
warranted. But anyway, before we Yeah, Tomlinson, I think they've got to think
Who
about.
else?
Harvey
Who
kicks
else?
3, my boy.
Yep.
My boy Cooper. When are you going to give this kid a chance?
Maybe he's the one.
Maybe.
Maybe he's the forward.
Okay, so you drop Bailey Scott, and I know he doesn't work like that, because he's not like.
Maybe they drop Dersma. We talk about wanting to play him.
No, you play Dersma, but you can bring Cooper Harvey and give him a chance.
I'd like to see him.
And who's the other one? Is there anyone else that we thought there might have been a third one, maybe?
A third player. Well, Fisher returned.
Yeah, I don't
know.
There's another one we brought up. We brought up off air.
Off air, who
and
was
we
it?
just didn't think of it.
It'll
Doesn't
come
matter.
to us.
Doesn't matter.
Who gets the Brownlow votes today?
In our game? North player or just in the game?
The game.
You'd have to think about LDU. You'd have to be up there, wouldn't you?
It'll be remiss of me if I don't say his name, because I'm sure if we don't, it'll be in the comments.
Yeah.
Sherry's game was huge.
Oh, yeah, Sherry, sorry. He was tremendous. But Nankervis was pretty good.
I thought they had a really good battle.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he beat Nankervis. I'm talking about Sherry's game.
He was fantastic.
I thought he was huge.
He's back to his best.
I thought he was
So
huge.
him, LDU, probably the top two. George didn't do enough because he wasn't in the game enough. I thought McKercher warranted a vote, perhaps.
Yeah, fair enough too.
But Richmond, there's a couple of Richmond blokes in there that could have actually.
I had a forward there. Campbell kicked a three.
He played well.
So, a couple of things. One is a stat, and one's a question to you. First thing, that was North's first win at the MCG
Since
2017.
incredible.
They beat Melbourne that day, but it was their first win over Richmond since the big final in 2015.
10 years ago.
10 years since they've beaten Richmond at the G.
But then
Now,
they
I know
hardly-
they don't play. I
yeah.
know they don't play a lot. And Richmond won 3 flags at the G in between.
Yeah.
I know that, but that's a
Yeah,
damn
that's-
long time.
That's a very, very long time.
That's a long time.
And what was the other thing?
I got a question to you. We're 2 wins, forget the draw, we're 2 wins with 13 games to play. Mm-hmm. I would like to see North, and I think it's a bridge too far, of those 13 games break down. Their run home, forget their run home, 5 more wins,
That's what I was thinking.
8 losses. That's 13 games left. That gives them 7 wins for the year.
And a draw. You got to count
And a
it.
draw. Is that too hard to achieve?
Oh, look, I don't know
Without
exactly
looking at
who
the
they're
draw
playing.
and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Without looking at it, it's tough to look
Okay, so is 4 more wins and 6 for the year okay? Oh, what are you thinking?
Better. I'd like to see another 5 wins, yeah.
5 wins would be
You know, finish up with 7 wins and a
And
draw,
to have-
30 points. When was the last time we had 30 points?
That's right. And to have 4 losses by less than 3 and a draw.
We've
Like,
been
the Port Adelaide game, the Essendon game,
And the draw.
draw.
We've been stiff, I must say. We've been stiff a
But
little bit.
they did it last year too. So, okay, I was just curious. I didn't.
Yeah,
it was a
I
question.
agree with that. They can't end up with 4 wins again.
No, well, they've got to. They've got to.
I agree.
Minimum?
Minimum chips.
Chips is about $4.50 or more
Six.
now. Is it $6 for minimum
No, I
chips?
don't know, but 6 wins?
Yeah.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah, that's 3 wins from here, 3.5 wins.
See, you'd be disappointed if they were 5 wins.
Yeah, I'd be pretty, like, what the hell? Come on. You expect better than that.
So Collingwood this week, Saturday night.
Dear. What's going to happen there? Is that Marvel, is it? Or,
Yep, it's a sellout.
huh?
It's a
Who's
sellout.
that? North's home game,
Yes,
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a
Okay.
sellout.
I didn't know. But, Collingwood, they
Yeah, Collingwood sell everyone.
mate, they're going to go. But look, if they was at the G, we lose by a squeeze in points. And don't worry about last year when we got 54 points up on. That's not going to happen this time.
No, I know.
Oh, look, they'll have a crack North, and they play all right at Marvel, let's be honest. They go all
They
right.
do.
6 goals, 7 goals. And that's just been probably generous to North, I reckon. They could get smacked.
Yeah,
They could lose by 10 goals.
they could.
What are you thinking?
Oh, they won't win, obviously.
Nah.
I'd like to see them lose by less than 5 goals.
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
But I think if you're a punter, over 39.5.
Yeah, so if they can't finish as 15 goals to 11, you go, no, North did okay.
15 to 11, so about what, 75 to 100.
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah, you take that.
You go, North did have a crack.
You know what's going to happen though? It's going to be 52 to 117 or something.
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
It'll be 60, 70 points, I know.
Anyway, there you have it. Another episode of North Club Corner in the books. We love reading your comments and we will reply to all of you. We'll see you in the next one.